We are live.
No, not yet.
There we are.
No, not yet.
There we are.
Now we are.
We
Hello,
are
everybody.
live. Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am.
I'm Liam Landry. Over there is DJ.
Yes, I'm DJ. How y'all doing?
Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am. It's a J, your Smart Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion.
All right.
Of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still say, yeah, pretty close there. Should have went with my initial pick. Because when Charlotte came back into the SmackDown, I was like, Charlotte's going to be Charlotte's going to be put into that match and win it. But then I was like, I don't know, maybe they'll go with another story, but no.
You were one pick away.
Lol, Charlotte wins.
I was too.
Am I right?
Yeah.
I wasn't that far off.
Wins.
So.
Lol, Roman wins. Lol, Charlotte wins. Wow. There's a trend in WWE, isn't there?
Interesting. But I've never seen it coming.
Low Charlotte wins. Low Cena wins. Low Roman wins. Oh man, what's next?
Don't know. We'll
Low.
See.
No one
Shield
from
wins?
NXT wins?
Yeah, basically. Because Raw and SmackDown sucked except for last week.
Maybe it's low EC3 wins. Who knows? Anyways.
How was your week, sir?
It was a week, I guess. You know, you know, it had days, and you know, sun came up and went down, and everything. So it definitely was a thing. How about your week?
Like you said, the sun came up and then it went down again. The days passed and all that. That's basically what it was for me. I got to play nurse at home though, because my girlfriend is sick, so I was taking care of her.
Taking care of her, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Trying to get her back to health.
Anyways,
And your week?
Okay. I stayed Tuesday night. I was in a meeting for bowling league for about 2 hours, which could have lasted all of 30 minutes to an hour. That was boring.
Was that the bowling alley that called you earlier today?
Yeah.
Dude, you've been in a league in Slidell for well more than 2 years, dude.
No, well,
it's almost been a decade.
No, but 2 years was the one I've been in. No, I know, but I had to tell him. He asked me recently. No, but I was, so, yeah.
I mean, but you've been going to the Slidell leagues since
I know.
high school with me.
Oh, I know, but
that was a good 20 years
that didn't
ago.
count, though. Because I've been in an adult league for about 4 years. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, at least this week should be better. I mean, we have All In.
Yay.
The next weekend.
Sorry.
We have...
Are y'all doing the podcast next week? Okay,
that
won't be available.
We're going to try to live stream that.
Yeah, you coming over?
Yeah.
Alright.
Guess that'd be the best bet.
He's coming over, and we're gonna have some fun at All In.
Yes.
Please check in. Please.
All In.
Please come by. We don't have a lot of people that checked it out. I will
spread the word.
I will be there. I'll put it on my YouTube page.
You said.
Whatever, Twitter page. Sorry.
Well, you said, are you being there?
Yes, I will be there watching. I'll be there in spirit.
Okay, so you won't be there.
No, sorry, I said it totally wrong.
But I don't know as much about the podcast Sunday, because Sunday I have a party to go to.
So we might not do a podcast. Oh well.
I'll see if I can get Francesca on. She has been out and about recently because she got a new job, so she abandoned us.
Oh, she got a new job. What's she doing?
Dance stuff.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So I'll see if I can get her to come in and do that with me. But if not, we'll just take a week off.
Okay, and I was like also thinking, Fire Pro Wrestling World, I think, comes out this week.
Oh, okay.
You can get that for the PS4.
What is that?
Fire Pro Wrestling World.
Yeah, what is it?
They have New
wrestling
Japan
game.
characters in there too, right?
Yeah, so it's the first time they ever worked with the company.
Is it supposed to be like
Pretty
WWE?
good.
2K?
It's more of an arcade style.
Oh, wow.
And,
Okay.
and I mean, it's also always been known for being completely customizable.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a video from the PlayStation YouTube channel, and they were going over it. I think they said like each character can have about 1,000 different customizable parts on there.
Dang.
Oh, nice.
The amount of changes.
So you could sit there for weeks just figuring out all the characters you could put on there.
Yeah, or download them because they have a big community for that.
Oh, that'll be all. Oh, so you could just download them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome. Sounds like.
But it comes with automatically all the New Japan wrestlers and also all of the New Japan's, maneuvers and
So we
their
get to do
voiceover acting
V-trigger,
and stuff.
V-trigger, V-trigger, one-winged angel to win all of our matches or fights or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
When they were doing some matches, they were doing a 6-man tag match, tornado barbed wire death match.
Oh gosh.
And one of the custom characters had the Kota Ibushi moveset in there, so they were doing some golden triggers with another character.
Nice.
And it even comes with a story mode. I haven't looked that much on it, but apparently I think it's something like coming in as a young lion and working your way up, storyline type thing. Like I said, I haven't looked too much into it, but
We're gonna have to look that up.
Alrighty.
Okay, first segment of the day, going into news outside of the WWE that is not based around Fire Pro Wrestling.
That's news in of itself. But
Yes.
I'll start this one only because my news actually does contain WWE stuff.
Okay.
I know it's supposed to be outside of WWE, but
Yes.
the wrestler technically is. So there have been a lot of rumors with Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix getting signed or getting brought to WWE. Pentagon Jr., however, has come out and said that WWE, and I quote, have yet to be Pentagon Jr. has yet to be contacted by them. They have not contacted Pentagon Jr. personally, and he doesn't know if he'll go, but he would have to look at the offer and see what's out there before committing to an answer. Of course, he has like a lot of weekly shows that he's on: Impact, AAA, CMLL, The Crash, and Lucha Underground, as well as being able to go next week against Kenny Omega to All In. So he's a very busy guy.
Not to mention MLW. I don't think you said that one either. Where he's the tag team champions.
And yeah, MLW.
Yeah. So
with his brother Ray Phoenix. So yeah, he has a lot of stuff going on, and there's probably even more that hasn't been announced right now. So it'll be impressive if WWE can match an offer to what it looks like from our point of view where he's at, because having belts and being on weekly shows and being multi-time champions for multiple promotions, it doesn't look to me as if WWE can match on paper what Pentagon is doing, and he's already such an established wrestler that in the indies and other professional promotions, that going to WWE and having to change his style just doesn't really make sense as not only a personal side of it, but also business side of it. So we'll keep you updated on anything if anything breaks. But as of right now, he's still an indie star, so it still counts as outside WWE.
I can go next.
All right.
Talk a little bit about Triple A's big event that happened last night. It apparently was actually streamed on Twitch. Did not know that, but it was Triple Mania, which is their big yearly event. And of course, kind of taken from the WrestleMania idea. But to just cover some of the major matches there, because there was actually quite a lot of them. One of the big ones was a mask versus mask match, or kind of. Let me actually get into it. It was a match containing Psycho Clown, Laporte, Pentagon Jr., and Hijo del Fantasma. And this was a match for a mask, but it was a kind of a weird match. It started out as a cage match, and then when two of the people escaped, ended up being Psycho Clown and Pentagon Jr., the cage lifted up, and then it became a one-on-one match between the remaining men. And that match ends up determining who loses their masks. So the loser ended up being Hijo del Fantasma. So he ends up losing his mask in that matchup, while the other men get to keep theirs. It went down between him and Laporte at the end of it all. So kind of crazy. Wouldn't mind seeing something like that.
Yeah, it seems interesting, but it also makes it to the point of if you can be the ultimate loser in the cage, why really try if you're not going to lose anything? Interesting prospects there.
Well, I mean, I think you want to get out the cage because you don't want to even put a risk on losing your mask, so it adds more idea to get out there while it's nothing is a problem. For all these guys, I haven't seen Laporte before, but I hear really great things about him. Psycho Clown, I've seen one at another AAA event where he fought Wagner Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr. in the match, and he was incredibly over with the crowd. There was a lot of Psycho Clown fans there. So, and then of course Pentagon Jr. and then Phantasma, I believe, also goes by King Cuerno in Lucha Underground. Because I think we did see him also as the Phantasm character in Impact. You remember when we watched that other Impact one where he was Phantasma? So now without the mask, I don't know. I guess he can't do the King Cuerno anymore either. I don't know how that works exactly.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. That's definite.
Another match with the mask online was a women's match with a mask versus hair stipulation. And I think that's just kind of interesting there, because I mean, a woman losing her hair in a match is a little more than either man. But it was Lady Shani defeating Fabi Apache. Lady Shani was the luchador in this, and Fabi ended up losing her hair because of it.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Especially,
This was actually a picture taken after her hair was shaven.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh.
But anyways, they had that one, and one last big one I want to talk about was a championship change for the AAA Mega Heavyweight Championship. Jeff Jarrett is actually the champion, and it was a match with Jeff Jarrett, Phoenix, Brian Cage, and Rick Swann, and Phoenix ended up winning, so he's the new AAA Mega Heavyweight Champion.
Awesome.
In there, so that's great for
what's
him.
up.
Yes, and I had no idea Jeff Jarrett was still wrestling and was a champion somewhere. But yeah, there was quite a ton of matches, especially multi-man matches. So, check some of those out.
It might still be on Twitch too.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably have some other way for people to see it. Okay.
It sounds like a really fun event.
Yeah.
Alright, if y'all gonna watch All In, I'll give you a couple minutes to close your ears because I do have some spoilers. because ROH did announce their Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view title matches. And so... Alright, that should be... Alright, y'all can take y'all ears out now.
Wait, you didn't even say anything. I'm so confused.
Y'all don't have to. Just oh.
We don't want to know what's gonna happen. Wait, I don't want to know what's gonna happen at All In.
Well, you don't know. You don't.
That.
I don't know what's gonna happen at All In.
Oh. That's the match. Okay. Will Ospreay is going for ROH. That's what I read. Wait a minute.
So technically,
can I change my pick?
No. Nope. Sorry.
Because Jay Lethal's winning.
Nope.
I'm talking to him on that. You do your thing.
Well, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. Because y'all gonna watch.
Yeah, we're watching All In.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do it.
Oh. Well, then talk about the tapings that happened.
What tapings?
The ROH TV tapings.
No, I'm doing it. No, I'm not gonna do anything outside. I don't have anything outside WWE this week, so I just won't.
This week, there's a game coming out. Talk about that.
What game? We talked about it.
No.
That's alright. I don't need anything. I'll just go first with the news inside of WWE.
Okay, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do it. Sorry, I didn't do it because it is kind of
it is Ospreay for the ROH Championship. Can I change that pick?
No.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Also, since Ray Phoenix won yesterday, that's 5 points awarded to you because of my folly.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure you didn't pick him.
High five, dude.
I mean, from last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so those are your extra 5 points. So when we make the video in a little bit, you got it.
Next, we have news inside WWE, so we can get moving.
The news in WWE.
There's not too much news-related stuff. I guess it's more what happened after.
You'll get the big one, so we save you for the end. We're gonna bury the lead.
Okay. Bury it.
After what happened
like
with
it's an NXT star.
After what happened with WWE, SummerSlam, they had a lot of the best Raw and SmackDowns since I've been watching WWE, pretty much. So that's years. I'm sorry, y'all are that bad, WWE. But I'll get to that in my rant later. But if y'all could do this right, the Shield came back. And I would like to see the Shield versus the Undisputed Era in November when the Undisputed Era is called up. Because the Shield was one of the best factions. I didn't like them at first because they were taking away my favorite characters. But, I mean, now I'm more into it wrestling-wise. And I do like how they're taking out Braun Strowman, how they're taking out the big dogs. And it's just, it's really good. It's what wrestling should be. Factions taking over, people taking over, Becky taking over, you know, it's what WWE should be, and I like that. I hope the Shield can go back to their dominance. That's what I wanted. Anything about the Shield y'all want to add?
They powerbombed Braun Strowman through a table.
Yep.
They might be turning heel.
Like they did.
I'll talk about this in the next segment more, but
best news, okay. Best segment, yeah.
Definitely a lot of heel tendencies from Roman Reigns.
Awesome.
So we'll see what happens. Hope that they go good.
They will get over, definitely. Yeah.
You have any thoughts on the Shield or?
I just like the fact that they're using the Shield to shield Roman. So.
You think
Gotta
so?
give you props. That was a good one.
I don't agree with that.
Gotta give you props. That was a good one. Yeah, my news inside of WWE is Mark Henry. He was on Busted Open Radio for Sirius XM, and he says that a tag team division in the women's division is something that is definitely needed, especially with the All Women's Pay-Per-View Evolution. And this is a quote from Mark Henry. Coming up, you're going to need more programming, and I think that
More programming.
the tag team women's division is the next step. I think a tag tournament like the Mae Young Classic is another one where there's a, and then what was the other one? And then the biggest thing is, that he said was, it means we'll get to see the women from the other shows on Raw and SmackDown, and it'll be a win for the fans.
What other shows are you talking about?
Like NXT and other stuff.
So he's saying combined all 3 shows?
Well, just Raw and SmackDown. That the tag team can go back and forth between Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, it's
So-
something that we talked about beforehand.
Yeah, we talked about it before. It was
Yeah.
Becky Lynch talking about it. Couple of other people as well. So now that Mark Henry, a major player in the WWE backstage area, is talking about it. Actually, it works because it's talking about tag teams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah!
That's how they need to announce it. Teddy Long.
Teddy
Teddy Long doing it?
Yes.
Or
No,
Paige
like just
mimicking Teddy
Like
Long.
just come out, players. We're gonna have to have a tag team match for this, but it's going to be for the tag team titles.
And it was like, oh, who is the oh my gosh,
But it's gonna be like at Evolution.
who is the New
I
Day?
think.
Oh,
I think-
at Evolution.
Yeah, they said that, but because it's an all women's thing, Teddy has to dress as a woman. Because that counts.
Let's not devalue the Evolution.
No, but
just
but
yet.
is there
but
enough?
Yeah.
Is there enough women to do this?
Is there enough women?
No,
Women?
not on
Enough
the
women.
main
Not
roster.
on an individual show. That's why it has to be cross brand.
And you can see them
So there is
Maybe-
enough on the main roster.
Cross brand, yes.
give or take,
okay.
and you can see them.
I mean, Impact
you
had
can
the
kind
tag.
of see.
I mean, you got the Iconics. You
Yeah.
got the Riot Squad.
Impact had Knockouts tag
Sasha
team
and Bayley.
title,
Sasha and Bailey.
and they
Charlotte
had,
and Becky.
and they had far fewer women now.
No,
What? Charlotte and Becky.
no. Did you not remember what happened Tuesday and Sunday?
Yeah.
That's over. That's not happening.
It could.
But also, to be fair, they need
No.
to.
No, they might use them as a.
They
as
need,
a- they might
Probably
make them
gonna be
jobbers.
Sasha and Bailey because they're
No, I agree with
they
you.
had like a huge thing and they're like, oh yeah, y'all are a tag team now. It's like, wait, what? Why? So they're probably gonna be the first one, and it's gonna be on Raw.
Who you want to see?
because
Yeah.
I would think one of the bad things to do would have it be on Iconics.
mm-hmm.
But anyways,
I can see that.
I mean, realistically, the men's need to go cross brand too.
yeah,
Why?
SmackDown doesn't have enough, and Raw's tag team division
Well, has
is
none.
horrible.
Yeah.
That is true. And you haven't seen Sheamus or Cesaro on SmackDown in weeks. Well, months. One.
Well, you'll see them
Well,
next Tuesday
few weeks.
with the
Yeah.
And
Good
then
Brothers.
And then before that, it was a few months.
That was so funny. When we were mentioning SmackDown tag teams, we completely forgot about Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows.
Just like WWE.
Yeah.
Yep. So
But yeah, it should be interesting to see
Yeah, it should
how
be.
much this goes. And like I said, with Mark Henry, a big name in the backstage area, supporting this idea, and most likely Triple H himself
Oh, yeah.
and all the other women involved, odds are at Evolution it will happen.
You think they'll have a tournament until then?
Probably just before. Have four teams on SmackDown, 4 teams on Raw.
Oh, okay.
The winners meet at Evolution.
Oh, awesome. What's your news, Lane?
Oh, my news, it was initially reported from Pro Wrestling Sheet. On Friday, they were reporting that Neville was released from his contract, and then it has been later confirmed by Dave Meltzer and, well, from the Wrestling Observer, it was confirmed with their contacts with WWE that he is officially released. So this is, of course, a very big deal. Was very upset with the company, mostly because of Enzo Amore and just being on the cruiserweights and not really being used with anything. So he's been really upset for a long while, been away, just staying at home. And now, as he's officially released, he can start doing stuff. And interestingly enough, apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, he says that he is free to wrestle elsewhere now. So it could end up meaning that maybe there was not a 30 or 90-day non-compete clause. This is an interesting thing, and we don't know contracts directly. It's not something that's talked about, so it's kind of difficult to find these things out. But if that is true, that means he can start going now and start going to a little show called All In.
That would be amazing.
Yes, and win the over the budget battle royal. That would be the most likely spot, and then get him in a match against Jay Lethal. Leading up to this point, there was actually points with Cody and the Young Bucks teasing the idea of Neville. I think Cody first put out, retweeted someone who's retweeted something that someone posted about a match between Cody as Stardust on a team and Neville was on the other team, and Cody says, "I miss Neville," and I think the Young Bucks started chiming in with the same thing. That was before this ended up dropping, so they may have been communicating with each other before he was even released, really.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So if there is a non-compete clause, then it is very likely for him to go to All In.
How would they have known he'd be released by All In, though?
Well, if they were communicating with them, and he's communicating with the WWE, asking for him to be released. So it'd be interesting in that, and then of course he can end up going to ROH or Japan, wherever he wants. Definitely, even if he did have the non-compete clause, he would still be able to make it to the best of the Super Juniors for next year. See that in his future.
Yeah,
don't know if he was ever in that tournament or not, but
I see him having a bright future outside WWE now, without a doubt.
I'd also say Will Ospreay did call dibs on him, saying that he wanted the match against Neville first. So,
ooh, that'd be a great match.
Yes.
Will Ospreay versus Neville at All In.
That'd be.
How cool would that be?
I don't know if it's going to be at All In though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think there's set schedule. They would have to move stuff around. That's why I think he's going to be in the over the budget battle royal. Most likely true. Their match would probably be like two helium men fighting each other.
And if he won it, I would like to see Neville versus Jay Lethal. That'd be a good match.
They just spent the last 3 minutes in the sequence all mid-air. How did they do that?
I know we say the man gravity for God, but I feel like the man gravity just left at the altar or something.
It's like it's like gravity is a terrible parent and just left their child at the mall or something. Yeah.
What's the next segment? Next segment.
Well, I guess that's all for that story, but all the best of luck wished out to you from Smart Wrestling Alliance, Neville.
Yes.
We can't wait to see your amazing feuds.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
first feud better be with Enzo Amore.
Heck, I wouldn't mind to see Neville on Impact and
Austin Aries
beating Austin Aries.
Oh, that'd be
bring
awesome.
Back their feud, because I know Austin Aries has mentioned Neville in the past as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it's time for our best segment of the week.
I think I gotta go. Well, I'll let one of y'all go first since I went first last time.
You get to go first, so it's your turn to go first.
Okay, I was just going to talk about the UK title defense from this past weeks of NXT.
Spoiler alert. Is it on the network yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Oh,
that's
wow.
how I saw it.
Wow. Oh, okay. I thought you might have just saw the results. I'm sorry.
They can't be your best segment if I didn't watch it.
That's true.
But it was it was a pretty good match. I think their first one was a little better. The one that Mauro Ranallo forgot, but just for the simple fact that it seemed more possible for him to lose the title there. But it was still a very good match, very competitive on with a good crowd. So it's still quite entertaining.
Same takeover crowd, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. One of the only
they
things.
were a good crowd.
One of the only things really on that this past week's of NXT because of all the replays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. About 16-minute match.
Oh, nice.
So,
you don't get that in WWE much.
However, you did get that this past week on Raw, and a few matches went well over 20 on SummerSlam. Right, my favorite match of this week, the best one, is the Universal Championship match.
What?
That's right, Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor.
That was awesome.
Not that stupid Brock Lesnar bull. These guys went back and forth like mental. Roman Reigns was acting like a dirty heel throughout a lot of this.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for Braun Strowman coming out and distracting Finn Balor just a little bit before he made his way to the top rope, the championship would have been won by Finn Balor. Obviously, that's not true. Everything's been planned accordingly. But storytelling-wise, that's what it felt like. And it was really, really cool. Really, really good. Finn Balor is very explosive, very fast in the ring, and he moves like not many people can. That's why he always has amazing matches with Seth Rollins. And he brought the best out of Roman Reigns. So far, the only men to really do that is like AJ Styles or Seth Rollins. So it's really cool to see Roman Reigns have a good match and not be bogged down by all the ridiculousness of Brock Lesnar and all of that. So I really enjoyed it, and justice for Finn Balor hopefully soon enough, but until then, congratulations, Roman. You surprised us all.
Anything about the Shield? You want to talk about that?
No, they had nothing to do with Finn Balor, so no. We already talked about the Shield.
Oh, because you said you were going to talk about it in your next segment.
No, I said I was talking about the heelish tactics of Roman Reigns.
All right.
Crazy
throughout the match.
Crazy they're still trying to go with the idea of like, Roman Reigns isn't here when he's first two guys he ends up beating down are two baby faces.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my best segment, I could go a bunch of different ways. I watched SmackDown this week, and SmackDown was really good. You had a no disqualification match for the tag titles. You had Samoa Joe and AJ Styles fight it out, but my favorite was you had even The Miz and Bray do something. That was pretty good. That was actually my second best segment. My first best segment is gonna be for a while, if they keep playing it right, Becky Lynch and Charlotte for the women's title at Hell in a Cell. That's gonna be awesome. They had to have almost all the women out the locker room, keep them apart. It was just crazy. I didn't think that it was going that far that quickly, but it has, and Becky's pissed, and rightly so. I mean, Charlotte gets 2 losses against Carmella, 1 against Becky, comes back from injury or surgery, beats Carmella, and gets a title match. I'm like, really? That's stupid. But that's WWE for you. And so yeah, that was a really good segment. I think this feud's gonna be really good. Any thoughts?
Becky is obviously the babyface in this scenario.
Yeah.
That's my only thoughts.
Yeah, about the same. So I guess we get into our next segment.
We get to rant.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yay.
I was gonna let DJ start this one off since it kind of already come in with that last bit of your best segment.
Yeah, it kind of goes into all this.
Over, so.
It kind of goes into why WWE Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views cannot, and storyline. I mean, these were the best 2 Raw and SmackDowns in years. I mean, what are y'all doing, WWE? I mean, why can't y'all do this every week?
You didn't like the 25th anniversary?
Not really. No.
It could be an Emmy Award winner.
No, it never will be.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah, no. That was my worst Raw of my life.
Oh, that has been worse, but it was bad. Yeah.
It would have been worse if you.
Now, if you would have if they would have did it, if they would have did it all in one stadium, I would have been okay with it. But why use 2 stadiums? That was stupid. I mean, it's just like your storylines. Your storylines are actually going to be better for Hell in a Cell in a shorter amount of time than it was for. Well, let's see. No, not Backlash. Short amount of time than WrestleMania. And you had a long time to get those storylines fixed. I mean, and these storylines are actually pretty good this time around. I actually give WWE kudos, but I know it's not going to last long. After Hell in a Cell, it's going to go down the tubes. Probably. Prove me wrong, WWE. But until you do, I'm just going to keep watching what I want to watch on SmackDown and Raw. This week I watched 90% of Raw and all of SmackDown. I watched almost all of every show. I watched about 90% of both. There was like one segment on each I didn't like, but these Raw and SmackDowns were pretty good this week. Keep it up, please.
Yeah, my rant is about the Raw women's roster and Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, no way.
So Alexa Bliss comes to the ring of SummerSlam, and they're saying, "Oh no, look at Alexa Bliss. She's about to face Ronda Rousey. She's never been in the ring with an athlete like this before." Whereas Liam here, rightfully so, goes, "Well, good job just completely and utterly burying all of the other women talent that she's beaten over the years, including Becky Lynch, Naomi, Nia Jax, and many, many more. Sasha Banks, Bayley.
Charlotte.
She hasn't beaten Charlotte yet.
She hasn't beaten her, but she's been in the ring with her.
Yeah, she has been in the ring with Charlotte. Yeah, so even burying Charlotte, and it's just...
And just because she's an MMA guy?
There
really?
Makes no sense. Yeah. But even worse, the Monday after SummerSlam, you have Ronda Rousey in the ring, Stephanie McMahon in the ring, and they bring out the entire women's roster to celebrate Ronda's win. Why? That makes absolutely no bloody sense, especially since you have Nia Jax win. She's a massive babyface, but no celebratory party with all the women there. You have Alexa Bliss win. You have Bayley win. Sasha Banks, Charlotte. I could go on and on and on. But you don't have all that, because that makes no sense from a competitive point of view. If I was a competitor and someone had a match and they won and they said, "Oh, come to the ring and congratulate him. This is all about us." No, it's about the one who won, and I'd rather stay in the back and prepare to face that person than come out for no reason to celebrate another person's victory that I don't want to see win, because I want to see me win. You see what I'm getting at, WWE? Bringing all these women out onto the ring, having Stephanie McMahon be all like, "Oh, I'm the reason why all this is happening," and
she even had a quote on Twitter too.
And having Ronda Rousey say, "This is all about you guys, so come into the ring and celebrate with me." Logically, all of those women would turn on you because you are the champion now, and they want to be champion. They want that competition. So none of this made sense, not from a story point of view, not from a promotion of your women's roster point of view, definitely not, and not for a competitive / competitor point of view. We don't like to bring up MMA, UFC, any of those promotions very often here, but you would never see a woman win the belt and then the day after all the other women who want to go after that belt stand in a ring with the winner and be all like, oh, this is all about us. No, the fights would be happening and it would get messy. So the fact that they didn't do that, or they just even decided to have all the women out to celebrate a glorified rookies championship win, was stupid, pointless, and hurtful to the women's division overall.
Yes.
Liam?
Can expect now Dana White just preparing that party for when Brock Lesnar wins, then getting all the people out, all the other people back to celebrate Brock Lesnar's victory. But also with that, you thought Ronda Rousey was about to break Stephanie McMahon's arm. I think she was about to break her arm patting herself in the back. But yes, though. Anyways,
she better thank Stephanie McMahon. She's the one that gave her that title chance.
Though y'all know what I'm ranting about, right?
Yeah, I got an idea.
WWE.
You don't know? Well, you better call somebody, because it's about Road Dogg.
Oh, that, yeah.
It's goddamn it, Road Dogg.
Let me see.
On Twitter, I don't know which day it was, maybe Thursday, Wednesday, whatever day it was, responding to someone on Twitter who I already, wasn't liking his tweet. He was talking about how the fans, he didn't like how the fans wanted Becky to get pushed, but now that she's gotten a heel turn, that they don't like it. And it's like, there's a big difference between someone wanting them to be pushed and them being a heel. That's a huge difference in nearly everything, especially with the fact that it's not a heel turn doesn't mean long-term success most of the time. But even beyond that, going to what Road Dogg was saying, he was went and said yeah, you got it, and then other people were like, no, I mean the story that y'all were telling was the fact that it's what everyone's thinking of. The story that you're telling is that Becky Lynch was the underdog that had to scrap and fight her way up to the top, and then Charlotte came out of nowhere and took her out, and put herself in that match. And then he's like, no, that's not the story you were told. That's the story you thought you wanted, and that they both had to climb the same mountain to get there. And it's like, no, they didn't. Becky Lynch beat Charlotte and every other woman on the division, including Carmella, on a one-on-one matchup. Then Charlotte lost to Carmella twice. One of them a completely legitimate loss with no interference or whatever. Then lost to Becky. Then was gone for a month, almost a month. Then came back and beat Carmella once and got put in there. And even from the whole Becky Lynch thing, they proved that Becky Lynch could have beaten Carmella one-on-one. Hell, why not give her the title then? It wouldn't even make much sense after that. But with that, it's of course seems like it was completely unfair, and that Charlotte's getting better advantages because of who she is and everything. And
I would like to say that if they were at the same mountain, then Becky had to climb with her grit and skills herself, and Charlotte got to have a harness and a safety net and a bungee cord to help her get to the top without the struggle that Becky did.
Yeah.
And started halfway up.
And, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pretty
like
much.
the SpongeBob meme. I'm already halfway there.
Halfway there.
Yes, but it's completely unfair. And of course, Becky Lynch is coming from the bottom, and it seems like an unfair thing to do. So of course, people would be behind her. I mean, I think, who was it? Was it Stone Cold? I think it was saying that she's getting pops like Daniel Bryan.
What?
And it is exactly like that because it's the same situation. You've seen someone that people like and think is good in the ring, and it looks like they're being screwed over by the WWE management. And it doesn't even end up helping Charlotte. It's only going to hurt her in the long run. I mean, people were booing her crying. How do you think that's ever going to be good for that character? And of course, they all. I don't know if maybe it was him or someone else in that same stream that was agreeing with them. It's like it'll be all different come the next week's, and it's like don't just think that it's just because it's Brooklyn. Everyone's behind them. He even put a poll out on Twitter that everyone was behind Becky winning.
93% behind Becky.
93%.
I've been behind Becky this whole time she's been in SmackDown.
I've been behind Becky
since NXT
for the amount of time that Terry Funk was saying that he was going to hold the championship. Yeah, I don't actually know that clip. That was actually an old clip. He won a championship in one of the older promotions, and he went on and said, "I'm going to hold this championship forever, forever, forever." He just kept on chanting that.
Yeah, the very first time I saw Becky in ring, instantly fell in love with her look, instantly fell in love with her talent, and she has been my favorite female wrestler ever since, especially on the main card right now. There's only one other woman that I like more, and that's Gail Kim. So, and Gail Kim's retired, so Becky Lynch is my number one.
Nice.
And Gail Kim was never in WWE with Becky Lynch, so.
And it's like
Becky Lynch forever.
And basically, what Road Dogg did was he's of course a writer on SmackDown. He went and he wrote. He basically painted a picture of a fire truck, and then everyone's like, "Hey, look at this picture of a fire truck," and it's like, "No, you idiots, it's an ambulance." Well, no, it's a fire truck. It's clearly that. We're not interpreting it wrong. It's just really difficult for anyone to interpret. If you go up to a single person who'd never seen Becky Lynch, hasn't ever watched wrestling, and you go over what's been happening in this feud and all the build up to this match, everyone will understand Becky as the underdog in the situation. It even works more when you don't have context, because you wouldn't understand Charlotte as her time as face or anything like that. She literally seems like she comes out of nowhere and gets special treatment.
Yeah.
And that's never a way to help someone be a babyface in the argument. And it's even worse with his reaction to it, and the fact that he didn't even try to debate with anyone on there. Anyone who came and just asked him nicely and I just don't see it. You did all this. The whole hill mountain argument was just someone nicely responding about the fact that the struggle difference, and anyone else who debate him, he's just like, "I'm just glad you're civil," and it's like, well, it doesn't even seem like you're being civil about the situation. It's like, can you at least explain it? And now with the whole YouTube video that they put out where they edited out a lot of the Becky Lynch heel stuff in her promo, it seems like you're just going to go backwards, and it's just going to make him even look dumber, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with Road Dogg looking dumb. Someone should really just take his Twitter away.
And
I was gonna respond to Road Dogg with just saying, just take the L with this one, just take the loss, man. But I'm sure he was gonna respond with wins and losses don't matter. So I didn't even bother.
And then WWE making a a tweet saying, "Be honest, because it's the best policy or whatever. Were you ever truly behind Becky Lynch 100%?" And out of 3,000 tweets, I think I only found one that said they'd rather Charlotte, because everyone knows who the real GOAT is, and that's Becky Lynch.
And you see how stupid they are that they're like, be honest. And it's like, that is the honest thing. It's not just because it's some smarky crowd
WWE,
or that they just want to go against you. That's not what crowds do. There rarely ever any crowds that just, they don't just boo the faces and cheer for the heels. That's not something that they do. That's just something that WWE tries to say people do to make it feel better that their writing sucks and that they can't build good characters that people want to get behind.
Yeah, the Smarky argument is like saying, all the Smarky people out there are just ruining the show. You have like 3 states where that's going to be the case.
It's like you think
3 cities.
If they're like, oh, they boo the faces, and like, oh yeah, I remember them booing Daniel Bryan so much when he was the face. They all hated and rejected him immediately once he turned face. It's such a dumb, stupid argument that I have to use 2 words that are basically the same thing just to describe it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And
they have to understand and modernize that you can't just do 80s storylines. In the 80s, people liked the fact that you had a champion that always wins a lot and kind of fights the apparent odds and stuff and build up. But as things went on, people want more in-depth characters. It's the same reason why Superman lost a lot of his popularity and Batman took over, because Batman was more human. He was a lot weaker than Superman was. Had to overcome things, and you build up more depth because you focus on the weaknesses of the character and how that he has to overcome that, and it makes him more relatable, more understandable, and more likable.
Mm-hmm. If WWE would focus more on the storylines,
or characters,
the characters, I guess, which would make the storylines a hell of a lot better. It would be fun. These Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns matches would be fun if both of them had more moves. Charlotte and Becky would be more fun if Charlotte had more moves. Charlotte doesn't have that many moves. That's why everybody likes Becky Lynch, and because of Charlotte's name too. But I mean, to me, Charlotte does not have that many moves.
But yeah, saying the people would rather boo Charlotte because she's the face and cheer Becky because she's the heel is like saying, oh, people would rather boo Arya Stark and cheer Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones because despite what the writing says, the villain always gets the love, or the Joker gets all the love and Batman gets all the hate. No, there's a lot of people who likes the Joker but wants to see Batman overcome whichever crazy plot Joker comes up with. So,
but that's literally even why they put that in the tweet. Be honest, because they honestly didn't think that people. They just thought what they just people pulling their legs.
They thought that huge pop and booing a crying Charlotte was because, oh, that's the face, we boo her. No, come on.
That was the funnest part of SummerSlam. Boo! Boo, you crying!
Oh, man. But, yeah, that's our rant. So, let's have some fun, and let's book something.
My turn?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Your next opponent.
My next opponent?
No. Don't cut me off. Your next opponent for Roman Reigns. And I'll start by saying...
Opponent or feud?
Both.
Okay.
I'd say you go on Raw. What? We got 3 weeks until... It's the 16th. So yeah, about 3 weeks. It's not going to be a great... They should have did this first, last week. They should have had a 4-way match with Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, and somebody else. I can't even think of who the 4th person could be because I'm not that into it. But you'd have like a 4-way match, and you'd have either Finn Balor or Bobby Lashley win. I would have liked to see Bobby Lashley win because that was a great match against them too. But that's just me. What do y'all think?
I think technically, because people want to put this whole I didn't get my rematch, I won my rematch storylines to bed. The next match for Roman Reigns is going to be Kevin Owens. Roman Reigns is going to win, but the next proper feud with him being Monster in the Bank is going to be Braun Strowman. But that's what I think is going to happen. What I want to see happen is Drew McIntyre turn face with Dolph Ziggler, and they get all the belts.
That's not going to happen.
Yes, the Shield is probably going to get... I've been wanting Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler to get all the belts and watch it be the Shield get all the belts. Just watch.
Yes, WWE. Yes. Yes. Yes.
They hate me.
Yes. Yes. Liam?
Obviously Drew McIntyre goes over.
Next feud for him will not be Baby Metal. Not Baby Metal versus Shield feud. It will be instead versus his greatest opponent, because who can beat Roman Reigns other than Roman Reigns?
What?
It'll be Roman Reigns versus negative Roman Reigns. You know how, like, in every video game, you end up fighting a negative version of yourself, especially in stuff like Legend of Zelda. It'll be the same concept. It'll just be like Paul Heyman comes out and it's like, I have a new challenge for you, and it'll be Roman Reigns versus Roman Reigns. And I can find them like mimicking each other in matches, like they go both spear each other at the same time.
So it's basically Kane and Undertaker's doppelganger storylines all over again.
Because it worked for those, so it should obviously work here as well.
Oh man. Oh.
And then probably putting something about how Roman Reigns burned down his family's funeral home and killed his family.
Oh my gosh.
Next.
And something with Katie Vick.
Oh my gosh.
He dated Katie Vick, but she was dead before he was even a teenager. It's like, I didn't say he dated a live Katie Vick.
Let's not have this happen. But yeah. What do you think? Or we ask our fellow compatriots what they think. So my what do you think to you guys is, what do you think about WWE and kayfabe giving Kurt Angle vacation time and having Baron Corbin be the general manager?
I don't like it. I mean, he did have a match Monday night, and it was kind of sad. They're just burying him, in my opinion. They don't like Baron Corbin. I kind of wish Baron Corbin was kind of the Braun Strowman, where they could both get in a feud together and see who the best man was, because they're both big men. But that's just me.
I would say that, the cynic in me maybe wants to see it as, maybe thinks of it as a chance for Roman to get over in the Shield, to get over as faces versus a heel authority figure. But I don't know. I mean, I would like to just think that they're just giving Kurt Angle, some time off, but it's hard to know.
Liam?
Okay, I can go now. Question. When it comes from any of the matches now, what would be one of your, coming out of retirement versus current modern women's wrestler for Evolution match?
I like what they got set
Since
up.
we know Trish Stratus versus Alexa Bliss.
I would like to see Charlotte versus I don't know. Let me think about that.
AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch.
That'd be a good one. Caitlyn.
Oh, that actually reminded me. She apparently got contacted by the WWE.
Who?
AJ.
Yeah,
AJ?
that's what's been reported by a few places.
Awesome. Caitlyn versus one of the Riot Squad versus Ruby Riot. I would like to see that. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, Kaylin's never been retired, so and she's coming.
She is retired.
Oh,
she's
she's
been
already
wrestling.
coming
She's
back.
in the Mae Young Classic.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm gonna go with. Cause she's a wrestler that hasn't been
No, okay.
around for a while. So.
Your question? Oh, the other one is Gail Kim versus Bailey, or
Not Becky Lynch.
I would end up dying because of a brain aneurysm because I couldn't handle the outcome no matter who won or lost. So no, unfortunately not.
Let's see that one.
I have no idea who the crowd that is.
We'll just talk about it at the end. Okay.
Robin Leach, yeah.
We did have I already talked about the Shield. So what are y'all? I guess. What are y'all thoughts on last week's like if you had to overall rate Raw and SmackDown last week?
Didn't watch SmackDown.
Oh, I know you didn't
Raw
watch it. You
was
didn't even see
okay.
anything on it.
I mean, I know it happens. but
Okay.
I didn't-
Well, what do you based on what you know happened? What do you like?
I'm
Is
glad
it
the New
better?
Day
Is
champions
it
again.
better than past Raw and SmackDown? Like if they kept doing this for the foreseeable future with storylines, do you think you would keep watching it?
My favorite SmackDown, my favorite Raw this year so far has
Mhm.
been the 2-hour Iron Man match. Nothing's gonna top that this year because it
Wow.
was just fantastic. So no, this wasn't better than other ones that I've seen. For me personally, I don't know a lot about SmackDown, but like I said, I'm glad the New Day are champions once again. And what's the last thing? SummerSlam. Looking back on it,
No, would you?
it wasn't. I'm just saying it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst, but every match for the most part started off slow, which brought down the energy. Unfortunately, however, match of the night still the women's triple threat. Wrong woman won.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about Raw and SmackDown this past week, so yeah, I guess let's keep that going.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Surprise me, WWE, please. What's next?
So now,
Mailbag?
Before we get to the mailbag, we're just gonna talk about another recently departed, I guess, member of the WWE.
Yeah, he was best known to the WWE universe for being a special celebrity
Robin
guest.
Leach, right?
Robin Leach, sorry.
Yeah, who was the host of the show Lifestyles of Rich and Famous.
Oh, you knew that?
Oh.
Yeah, that was, of course, a very big show where he went into the lives of rich and famous people, and they've had many other shows that kind of done the same thing like that, like Fabulous Life of Celebrities, or Cribs. Went in to show their houses. It
So he was
basically
never
spoiled
part
that.
of
No, he's done I guess.
Yeah, he was-
like,
he
some
was,
guest spots, like a
WrestleMania
lot of other
4.
celebrities.
Yeah, he was in
Mhm.
WrestleMania 4 presenting the WWE Championship before the match of a tournament that was ultimately won by Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah, and it also makes a lot of sense because no, it wasn't. I was thinking it was Ted DiBiase, but I don't think it was. It was Macho Man versus Andre the Giant, but Andre was working with Ted DiBiase, which kind of even plays into that lifestyle. So the rich and famous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's of course very known for his catchphrase, "Champagne wishes and caviar dreams." He was living in Las Vegas at the time. He had a stroke about a year ago and has been hospitalized since. Then he had a second stroke in the hospital, and he has just recently passed away in his sleep. So,
yeah. So 5 quick seconds of silence for the remembrance of
Robin Leach.
Robin Leach. All right, let's get to the mailbag.
All right. Anything?
Always.
hearing some stuff. Gotta censor it to make it fit better, but Kiss, Marry, Fire, Shield.
What?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Where are you going with that?
I'm just gonna guess yours. Fire Roman.
No.
I guess because he's a wild man, Kiss, Dean Ambrose, and then because he's the most stable on the roster, Marry, Seth Rollins.
Well, it's definitely marry Seth Rollins, especially since he has a big paycheck. That's a few $1 million every year. But I would actually switch the other ones around.
Wow.
Because
okay.
I just go with Roman Reigns is definitely the best looker in the WWE right now. I mean, why do you think all the women love Roman Reigns?
It's the hair and the muscles, man.
I'm going with marry AJ Styles.
That's
when did he join the Shield?
Oh, you talking about the Shield in
general?
Yeah, just the Shield.
Okay, well, marry.
I mean,
obviously, Mary's going with Seth Rollins.
I mean, there is a argument for marrying the sure thing, Roman Reigns.
No,
yeah,
that is true.
But. I mean, I do want Roman Reigns, but I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins just because I like his wrestling style. I wouldn't kiss either Dean Ambrose or Roman Reigns. That's just me. I would fire Roman.
Okay.
Because I don't like his wrestling style. But I guess if I had to kiss somebody, I like Dean Ambrose. So I would kiss and marry both Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
Because I like Dean Ambrose that much. But if I could have two wives, then that would be. So I'm weird like that.
So yeah.
I mean, I could have gone with a women's team, but I feel people would think that's sexist.
Ruby Riott?
I mean,
let's do that with the Riott Squad.
Sexist if we don't include them.
That's true.
Let's do it with the Riott Squad.
Okay, Riott Squad then.
I'll go. Kiss Morgan. No, not Kiss Riott. Marry Liv. And who's the other one?
Sarah Logan.
Yeah. Fire Sarah.
Yeah, she's actually engaged to that Rowan guy.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Who, Liv?
Sarah Logan.
Oh, Sarah? Oh, cool.
That's
a tough one.
Dang it. I guess for me, fire Ruby Riott.
Woo!
Just to have her go out of WWE to actually have a brighter future.
I can see that.
The hardest bit, I guess because Enzo did her wrong, I would marry Liv Morgan to let her have a stable relationship and not be with a cheater, and kiss Sarah Logan because why not? If there's yours.
I'll go with Ruby Riott for the same reason.
Fire.
Yes, yes with that.
Wow.
You just kiss Liv Morgan because you don't marry crazy. I mean, think of your Jolly Rancher budget. Be through the roof. And marry Sarah Logan. Because it'd be also pretty easy since we live in Louisiana. You know, we don't even have to worry about moving or stuff or traveling to visit family since, all families would both be Louisiana families.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
You didn't know she was from Louisiana?
They bill her as from the mountains and whatever the crud, so I did not.
No, I don't know. Then,
cool. But
from the mountains.
I think the mountains of Montana or something like that.
Could be where she's living now.
Yeah. There's a massive question that I have seen circulating, and a lot of people have asked me. What is your most? I'm gonna change up the question just because I already know his answer, which is all, and they already know my answer. Other than the obvious answer for us both, so I can't choose Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi versus Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Bandido. He can't choose Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr. So, other than the obvious, what is your most anticipated match for All In? And in fact, we can't choose our others either because that's my second, and I have a feeling that's your second too. So outside of that,
the Cody Rhodes match could be good.
Cody Rhodes could be good.
The Jay Lethal
the championship.
Jay Lethal could be a good match. I hope.
I feel like it could be really, really funny. The
budget.
A lot of
good
battle royale
wrestlers in there, and
that could be good too. Yeah.
Got the bear in there.
I just think the whole card's stacked.
A lot of people think that's going to end up being Flip Gordon in the bear costume, which would make a lot of sense. That could be good. The Jay Lethal should be good. The Cody Rhodes should be good. I think maybe I haven't seen his matches before, so I kind of want to see see the Hangman Page versus Joey Janela match.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I would actually.
And then of course there is also Okada as well.
Okada versus Marty Scurll.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking really forward. I'm really looking forward to that match.
Because you should always look forward to an Okada match.
Rainmaker versus the Villain. That's going to be such a good match. Holy crap. So
I'd call it now a Rainmaker converted into a chicken wing.
That would look cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, they actually been
basically
building up that feud and being the Elite.
Really?
There was like a scene where like they were crossing each other and they were both holding balloons.
So basically, what we're saying, every single card on this match has promise, and
every single match on this card.
That's what we meant. That's what I meant to say. Every match on this card has promise, and
is.
we are anticipating and excited for the whole show. But I tried to bring it down to one, you guys. I did. It's just
you can't.
We're excited for All In this next Saturday. Holy crud!
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, baby. Actually, this Saturday.
Yeah.
This upcoming Saturday. Yeah. Yes. So I also
final question.
Heard a question.
All right.
If you can take any wrestler who was kind of taken out in their prime, either through death or injury, and bring them back, here and now, who would it be?
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
That's a good one. Edge.
For me, Eddie Guerrero has always been a favorite.
Of yours.
I got to see him live before he passed, which is really, really cool.
That is awesome.
He was always just a really fantastic wrestler, really charismatic, to the likes where Velveteen Dream has yet to reach, and he died too soon. So I'd bring back Eddie Guerrero.
I'd go Edge just because Edge was kind of what I thought Roman Reigns could be. But Edge was more than in your face, wasn't afraid of a fight. Now Roman Reigns isn't either, but they just don't use him the same way that Edge was used. And I liked how Edge was, Edge and Christian both they should bring back. I don't know if Christian ever, did Christian ever, because of injury? Or he just retired?
I think he was just retiring mostly.
But I'd bring both of them back, to be honest.
I guess I'll probably go with you with the Eddie Guerrero thing.
Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio left because of injury?
No. I was just saying, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Paul London and Brian Kendrick were the reasons why I became a fan of wrestling.
Wow.
And, of course, Shawn Michaels and...
DX?
Mm-mm.
No?
Oh, God. It was Shawn Michaels and Edge on Raw. When I stopped watching SmackDown and started watching Raw, they were the ones that kept me invested in that show. So, yeah, having all off of the main roster sucks, and having Brian Kendrick not do what I know and have seen him be able to do on 205 Live is very underwhelming. But yeah, maybe I know a lot of people would say this Owen Hart. I don't know if he was ever as good as Brett. That was before my time, and I haven't gone back to see any of their matches, but I know Owen was well loved, especially in the Bret Hart versus Owen Hart match. So yeah, he would be one to come back, and yeah.
That's it.
Those are the only ones that I can think.
Yeah.
And there is one final question for everyone here tonight, and that is, do you think WWE will push Becky as a babyface this coming Tuesday, or do you think they'll just go with their initial thoughts and push her as a heel?
I hope me personally, I hope they push her as a heel just because WWE Universe likes it. Why would you push her face if you got to turn Charlotte heel? Which I don't know. I like the way they did it at SummerSlam, and I hope they keep it that way.
I think what's probably going to happen is they're going to sweep this under the rug and pretend it didn't happen.
What?
Yes, and then Becky just goes back to the back.
Oh shit! No.
That seems like the most likely.
That's yeah.
But no, I mean, I would say just switch the dynamics to what everyone thinks it is. I mean, so go with face versus heel, as Charlotte's the heel, and just have her come out with saying, you know, how could you boo me when I was being attacked, and cry in tears because my best friend betrayed me, and use that to turn on the crowd.
Okay, I can see that.
So.
Yeah, I would definitely be like, Becky comes out first and she's like, wow, I can admit when I'm wrong, and with all the positive support that you've shown me after I lashed out because I was upset, thank you guys. I know you've always been behind me ever since day one. I know you've always supported me.
Day one-ish.
Especially more than Charlotte, and I was just upset. My emotions were going at high level, so I'm sorry. That's gonna get a huge sympathetic babyface pop, and then that's when Charlotte can come out, like you said, and just run down the fans, run down Becky, and basically use Road Dogg's story as I did this, I did that, and make her
ever say we climbed the same mountain.
We climbed the same mountain to get here, and I was able to win fair and square.
Ever just completely not.
Basically, be the heel without being the heel. You know what I mean?
Be as oblivious as WWE's writing.
Exactly. Because I think fans would totally get on board people would actually get invested in the story.
Oh, I'll also add, Charlotte didn't even do anything in that match. She was out of it for most of it. Carmella was the workhorse and Becky Lynch was next. But Charlotte was barely in there.
It's those new boobs. They weighed her down. And
So you were saying she was better when she was lighter?
shut up.
Wow.
That's the show. That is the show.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give us those sexy, sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
Don't forget to share to all of your friends.
And your enemies.
If you like what we do, please hit the subscribe button so that way you are a part of the Smarky family, and then hit the notification bell.
So you know when we go live for all pay-per-views, WWE and non-WWE, and also this show, Shooting with the Smarky Family, episode 17 next Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time.
Following Sunday.
Following Sunday, sorry, we're missing next Sunday probably.
Due to scheduling conflicts.
Yeah. So, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP.
Follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
And if you missed it, I got a Twitter. Woohoo! At DJC_SEL. I will be doing a new page all about sports, so please tune in every Sunday.
You'll be able to you will be able to find that page through our connected pages on our channel if you're interested. So go check that out too. Also go check out Skeleton Productions, which is also which is the father show or the father channel of Smart Wrestling Alliance. Liam and I potentially will be doing some geeky podcasts as well. We'll figure it out. We'll see what we can do. We're just communicating, tossing things up in the air. And yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. Comment below and let us know what you thought about everything. And until next time, it will be awesome.
See you later. Bye.